Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I wanted to sing the TGIF song for you guys, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. But wanted to just welcome you. It's Friday night. I'm at home on a Friday night and I live in Las Vegas. Very strange for me, but I'm excited. I usually do my live streams around noon on Fridays and I do them with Amber Coleman from Guild Mortgage. But I thought, why not change it up? Let's do one by myself and let's spend some time together. So if you're joining me live, make sure you let me know. Drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. Say hi. I'm really stoked about this. I've got a glass of wine. I don't know if you do, but if you do, cheers. Got a glass of wine. My dog is sitting near me, and we're just hanging out in a yellow living room that will soon be painted. I just bought a house, so I'm in the process of still doing some renovations. So you get to deal with the yellow, which is not that mellow. It's really yellow. So at the end of the day, the goal for tonight is for you to ask me anything. Ask me about living in Vegas. Ask me about real estate. Ask me about things to do, whatever, anything you want. I'd love to just share with you, my take on Vegas. I am obsessed with the city. I always have been. And it's my daily joy to be able to kind of carry that joy through to you and that information. I'm very, very keen on making sure that anybody who wants to move here or who lives here knows how to live their best Las Vegas life. Even if you don't buy a house, even if all of that doesn't matter, I really just want to make sure that you land softly and that you have the right guidance and that you have somebody on your side. So drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. I want to do some Q&A. I also have some questions over here from Instagram that I'm going to insert a little bit later, but it's just you and me, babe. Let's start the conversation. I'm going to put my my contact information on the screen. So if you want to work with me or you want to get in touch with me to talk about moving to Vegas, you know how. That's the number. There's also a link in the description of every single video that I do on YouTube. So and everywhere, actually everywhere. So thanks for coming. This feels so strange to do this alone. I normally am not alone when I do these live streams, and I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm calling the shots. So cheers to you. Happy Friday. And let's get started. The only thing I will say is I have my tissues. I am having an allergy week for me this week. I've sneezed probably 73 times today and 67 times yesterday. So you might unfortunately have to see me sneeze, but you can make fun of me. Everybody does. So, all right, let's go to the comments and let's see what's what. Sin City Syndicate, my boo thing. Hey boo, how's your Friday? What are you up to? Let me know what you guys are doing. Are you guys watching me on your phone while you're out and about, or are you at home doing my the whole thing that I'm doing here? If so, just let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let's make this a conversation. It's weird when I'm just talking to myself. And again, I have some questions from Instagram. A lot of people have been asking me lately about what's going on with the real estate market. This does not have to be a real estate live stream, but if you do want to know, let me know, and I'll happily give you kind of the rundown of all that. I filmed a gorgeous, amazing $3 million house today that's going to be coming out next week. So stay tuned for that video. And my events video is dropping tomorrow. I was out of town for my friend's surprise engagement, and I'm a little bit late putting it out, but I'm excited. All right, let me see what else we got here. Harvest Baggett says, is the cost of living high in Las Vegas? Really good question. And it's all based on perspective. Vegas has always been known for it not being very expensive to live here, with the cost of housing being lower, or it was at least lower, taxes being an amazing setup, no state income tax, all those things has always been kind of a draw for people who want to move to Vegas. And over the last few years, all of us have experienced inflation and what's happening in the United States for the cost of everything. So we're feeling that as well here in Las Vegas. But I don't know the right answer for you other than to say we are seeing an increase in rental rates. So I am a little bit baffled by how much people are getting for rent these days, which makes me sad. Like apartments are going for like $2,500 and $3,000 a month. And I'm like, it just blows my mind. Houses, you can find houses in a good range of pricing, 1,600 to way up, but the average and the middle ground is probably in the 2000s, which it just feels so high from what it has been over my lifetime. So that's getting a little higher. The cost of houses is going up as well if you're looking to buy, and rates have been a little higher as well. Although I'm a big proponent that if you are thinking about buying, waiting for rates to drop is not the way to go about it. wait, get in while you can when nobody else is really out there shopping or less people are shopping, and then wait for rates to drop and refinance. So we work with some lenders that offer free refinance programs and stuff like that. So if you are interested, let me know. This is not a sales pitch, but to answer your question, there's that. I also just did a video, I think it was last week, some things that you need to know before you move to Vegas. And I talked a little bit about the cost of living in that video. So I would highly recommend checking that out. But thank you for participating. Good question. Give me more. I love this. Oscar Love, Friday Night with Laci. That's right. This is like late night sessions with TGIF, Laci, Las Vegas gal. I'm having a good time. Having a good time with this. MM says, will the bullet train from California to Vegas cause home prices to go up? Really good question, actually. I don't know that it'll cause home prices to go up directly. I think there's a lot of development happening in Las Vegas that is creating opportunity and desire for people to want to move here. So with that new desire, as well as fires in California and just a lot of stuff happening around the United States that people want to migrate to another place because of or for. So I don't think that directly will increase pricing. I do believe, though, it is going to give a bit more opportunity for people to come in and do work and then go back to California or reverse. I don't understand how anybody lives in California other than obviously the weather and the beautiful beaches and great stuff to do. But cost-wise, it blows my mind that people opt in to work in California, live in California, knowing that they could have zero state income tax and very, very low property tax here in Vegas. So it's kind of crazy to me. But all that being said, the answer to your question, I don't think the bullet train is going to directly cause those home prices to go up. But we have so many businesses moving here and so many people migrating here out of anger because of taxes or whatever, that is definitely going to continue to drive prices up. We are on the precipice. I don't even know if that's the right word to use. We are, you know how like you talk to people, older people, and they're like, I remember when, I should have bought stock in Yahoo when I had the chance, or I remember when prices of homes in LA were 200,000 and now they're millions. We're there. We're at that I remember when moment. And so regardless of whether rates have gone up and people and inflation is high, like if there's an opportunity for you to get into this market, I highly recommend that you consider doing it. P.S. I'll do a phone call with you, even if you're not quite ready. I don't want this to be a pitch for this whole live stream, but if you're going to ask me about real estate, I'll be very real with you. I'm one of the only, maybe the only realtor in Las Vegas that will actually talk to you before you're ready to buy, and help you put a game plan together. It is the joy of my life to be able to do that. I love giving advice. I get to relive that special moment when people are choosing whether or not to move to Las Vegas over and over and over again. Every time I talk to you guys and you share your excitement about wanting to move here, it's actually very selfish of me to do, but I'm happy to do it. So if you are thinking of moving, please text that phone number, or there is the link in the description of all of my videos and on my channel. That's a better way to reach out because it's more trackable for us. But I just want to make it easy. And I really do want to help you guys get here if that's the plan. And we are on that front or back, whatever side of it. We are on the beginning before we see in 20 years, people are going, I remember when prices were 400,000 in Las Vegas. So anyway, thank you guys for joining. If you have questions about anything, please drop it in the comments. I'm so excited to do this by myself tonight. It feels weird, because there's no, when Amber's with me doing this, I get her energy and we react to each other. This feels like I'm talking to an abyss, but you guys are making it much easier with your questions. Hey, Janice, I want to just shout out to Janice. Janice is one of my longest follower, longest held, whatever. She's been around for a while. She's been following me since the beginning. She and her husband have bought 2 homes with me. They're selling another home, an amazing condo right in the heart of Summerlin. I've posted about it. I would love for you guys to go check it out. It is amazing. And I'm just so grateful, and I love you. And I'll see you next week for dinner. I'm super excited. Quentin Brown says, you love your wine. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Quentin, what are you giving me? What are you doing? You giving me some hard time about this wine? Why don't you give me a cheers? Get your wine out. Jay says, I'm at work watching. Slacker. No worries. Janice is watching me and the news at home. Turn the news off, girl. Who the hell needs that? That is, I don't even know if I trust the news anymore. I've never trusted the news, but I really don't trust the news right now. So turn it off, Janice. Let's have fun. El Maddox says, good evening. I just moved to North Las Vegas. What are your thoughts on Tule Springs neighborhood and DR Horton Homes? Great question. Oh my God, I'm so excited you asked this. Thank you so much for the question, El Maddox. So I'm actually about to release a 2-part series about North Las Vegas specifically, where I talk about Tule Springs and DR Horton. First and foremost, if you guys are looking at new homes, please come to me first before going and looking at them or touring them. They will not allow you to have representation outside of the people who work for the builder if you don't let me come with you on the first trip. Like, we have to be with you on that first trip or they will not let us be a part of it. And let me just be very clear. If you go without a realtor, you don't have anybody looking out for you, helping you understand the contracts. There's nobody representing. Okay. I don't know what happened. I think I had a bad signal. If you're interested, please let me know. And I would love to help you. I love Tule Springs. It's a really beautiful area of town. It is, it's up and coming. I love that you gave North Las Vegas a chance. North Las Vegas has had a really bad reputation for not the right reasons. And it makes me really, really sad. So I'm coming out with a 2-part series. And actually, I'll tell you the dates that you can expect these. They will be coming out. Let me look at my schedule here. March, like first, second week of March is when the first part's going to be released. And I'm super excited. I've actually been working on these videos for a really long time. But to get straight to it, I love Tule Springs. I love DR Horton. They're a great builder. But please don't go without a representation or representative. And please call me. Like, you know what makes me mad is people watch my videos and then don't call. Like, it's like you think I'm not going to be the one on the other end of the phone. I'm not just a content creator, guys. I'm actually the person that's going to help you find the house. So please reach out. You'll get to talk to me. We'll figure out what's what. So thank you for asking, though. Appreciate that. Let's see. Neo Seb, cute name. Buy a manufactured home or buy a condo apartment studio. I am never somebody who's going to suggest that you buy a manufactured home, because oftentimes they don't come with the land attached. So you're basically just buying the piece, the home that, you know, can move, and not the land. You always, when you're buying real estate, the whole point in buying real estate is buying the land, right? They're not making any more land, guys. They're not like, people always need a place to live. They're not making any more land. That's what you want to try to own. So, and with a condo or apartment, well, apartment, we don't sell those, but with a condo, you own what's inside the walls. So it's definitely similar to buying a manufactured home. However, the value is always going to be far greater, and you're going to have a lot more resale opportunity, and you're going to earn more equity on that type of a product versus a manufactured home. Good question. Christopher Battle, what? Thank you for joining me tonight. What's the main reason why so many people are moving to the area? Let me take a sip and I'll tell you. Vegas has so much to offer when it comes to financial upside. So if you haven't seen it already, please go back and watch the video that I just did. I think it said, like, watch, if you're moving to Vegas, watch this. I think that's the title. I really run through a full list of really what is the reasoning people are moving here, and things you need to know. But a lot of it is around the financial upside. The tax structure here is amazing. We don't pay state income tax. We have I'm choking on my wine. We have very, very low property taxes, like less than 1%. We have nothing but growth happening. And as I mentioned a little while ago, we're kind of in that early stage of where this city is kind of now being taken seriously by the world. When I was like 9 years old, I moved to Las Vegas with my family. We moved here from Kansas City. My family, I come from a family of performers. So you may not know this about me, but my mom and dad performed on the Strip in showrooms, and they did that all through the 70s and 80s and well into the 90s. And that's what moved us here from Kansas City. And when we moved here, I used to be the weird kid back at home, that like, whose parents were never home, whose dad wore costumes for work, who had a disco ball in my living room. Like, I had kind of a weird childhood, and Elvis impersonators for uncles, things like that, which is very cool. I'm very grateful for that. But in Missouri, it's not really cool. So when I got to Vegas, it was like I was normal. It was like everyone else had weird jobs and weird parents, and it was just weird. We were weird together. And so for me, I've known since I was 9 that this city was going to someday be a place that everybody and their mom wants to move and live. I've known it. Genuinely used to write letters back to my friends back home saying, you have to move here. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so I know that the city is just about to hit that. It's already hitting that, right? We've got the sphere, we've got all these things. But really, to answer your question, like the tax structure has a financial upside that's really amazing. The growth opportunity here from a career perspective, as well as like equity perspective, if you buy a house, is insane. The opportunity to be a part of a city that's on the come up is exciting. And it's Las Vegas. Period. End of story. You will never, ever go one day without having something to do, somewhere to go, something to get into, if you know what I mean. This is the greatest city on the planet Earth. It is so misunderstood, but starting to be noticed. And as you can tell, I get a little passionate. So good question. I'm going to get off this now because I'm going to keep going. But you never have, you literally have, every day you have something to do. It's FOMO every day because you're like, what am I going to get into today? There's so many options. So mostly though, it's the upside, the financial upside. And yeah, and I love it. LinkedIn user says, I finally moved to Vegas and I set up a meet and greet chat for Monday afternoon. Amazing. I love that. Okay. Who is this then? Let me look at my calendar for Monday. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to look at my calendar. Oh, it's not working. Never mind. Well, that's amazing. I'm glad you got a meet and greet chat. Please reach out to me at that phone number to make sure if it's with me, to confirm the time, because I can't look at my calendar right now, but how fun. Welcome to Vegas. I love that. Douglas Elliott Jr. says, what entry-level jobs are there? And would I be okay to afford a nice home in Vegas? A nice home is always available. The price point, though, is going to depend on your income and your debt and all kinds of other things. But there's a lot of nice homes available in very, very scattered areas of town. A lot of people shy away from areas that are a little bit older. I don't. I actually kind of prefer those areas sometimes, specifically for me. They have a little more charm, a little bit more character. Entry-level jobs in Vegas, we are the entertainment capital of the world, and the casinos are always a great place to just kind of get your kickstart if you don't know what else to do. I'm a big believer that, I came up through the industry. So I worked in the casinos from the age of 19 or 18 and was a marketing executive and was able to work at casinos on the inside, as well as Cirque du Soleil, IGT, Ainsworth Game Technology. So I worked on every sector of the business, the people that make the slot machines, the people that, run the casinos, and then the entertainment side. And I was so fortunate at a young age to be able to kind of cut my teeth in the casinos. It's an interesting business, so just be prepared. And it's a little bit tough to get full-time work right away, but I'm a big believer in hit those casinos, man. Check it out, see what they've got to offer. There's hundreds of different types of jobs, so you can try it all. And then we have a lot of really great small businesses in Las Vegas that I will always encourage you to lean into and inquire. They're far more open to a conversation, I think, to someone new moving here who needs a start. And I don't know, I just want to always support them. So I hope that answered your question. To answer your question one more time, sorry, about the homes. Right now, our median home price is like upper 400s, like 489, 485. I don't know what it costs, I don't know what you need to make in order to afford that. But if you do want to find out more, let me know. You can reach out. We can do a phone call and discuss. And I don't know, see what we can do for you. I love this. Okay, who else? Oh, Christopher Battle. Is there still snow on Mount Charleston? I'll be there 3/17. Oh, you're coming out for the Luck of the Irish Day. I love it. Oh, I love it. There's a lot of stuff happening for St. Patty's Day. So tune into my video that's going to be going out tomorrow. I've got the events video coming out. Yeah, there's still Mount Charleston snow. In fact, I didn't even see snow on Mount Charleston until a week or two ago. And I don't know what's wrong with me. It always surprises me when it shows up. I'm like, oh, we have snow. Oh, we always have snow. We get snow every year. What's up there? What's wrong with me? So yes, there's still snow. So you can go check that out. Quentin Brown. I love that spelling. Hey, Laci, I'm moving to Vegas in July from hot Atlanta, so I'm not afraid of the heat. But what about bugs? Oh my God, I love this question. So many people assume, and what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me, right? Anyway, so many people assume that scorpions are like littered everywhere and that we have the same bugs as other cities and states. We do not. We are regular. We are the desert. There are scorpions out here and snakes and all those other things. But I've lived here well over 35 years. So I just dated myself. I've lived here almost all my life. And I've never seen a scorpion in person, not once. So scorpions are not a big deal. But as far as other bugs go, we do have ants. And in the summertime, when it's hot out, they try to come inside the house. You've got to have your bug spray happening. We do have cockroaches and crickets and things like that. We had a cricket invasion a couple years ago that was really creepy, but really we have no mosquitoes. We have gnats, we have normal stuff, but the stuff that bothers people and that people are running from in other states, we don't have to deal with that. In fact, I think I'm allergic to mosquito bites because anytime I've gone somewhere that has them and I get bitten, I have to like go to the doctor because the swelling turns into almost basketballs on my body. So thank God I live here. Oh my God, what would that have been like growing up? I hope that answered your question, Quentin. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Douglas, hello to you, Laci. Doug from Chicago. What's up? What's up? Neo Seb says, what home builders would you tell your child to stay away from? Why is my kid buying a house, Neo? That's a interesting phrasing. Just kidding. Here's my commitment to you guys, just so you know. I don't know if you're aware of this or how long you've been watching my channel, but I make the commitment to anybody who reaches out to me that I'm never going to let you buy a house I wouldn't buy myself. For instance, if it's a lemon, if there's, mold and all kinds of crap wrong with it. And I'm never committed to pushing you to buy something because I need that paycheck. Right. So this question is something that I promise I will always be honest about. I will never let you lean into a home builder that I'm not a fan of, or I will at least educate you on some of the stuff that I've seen clients experience, or class action lawsuits, or stuff that just maybe less experienced realtors aren't aware of. I do a lot of new homes. I love doing new homes. I've been doing it for 9 years. Oh my God, I've been doing this 9 years now. And there's some tricky components to buying a new home. So you definitely want to bring me with you on the first trip, but also just be aware that you got to know about that stuff. As far as which home builders my child would stay away from, or that I don't like, there's levels of home builders, and it sucks because it's like they're all fine. They all have to operate under the same policies and procedures that the city mandates. I would say my favorite, I'm going to reverse the question. My favorite home builders in town are TriPoint, Lennar. I love Toll Brothers, Pulte. Some of the lower end, or not lower end, but like starter home, or like the ones that don't let you choose as many options, are Richmond American, KB Homes, and DR Horton. I would say out of all of kind of those that I just mentioned, KB Homes is probably my least favorite. I sell a lot of them, but it's not that I wouldn't buy it. Like there's not any home builder in town that I wouldn't recommend. It's just they're not as easy to work with as the others, and they offer less incentives because there's people lined up out the door. They're starter homes. They're less expensive. And so KB Homes is probably my least favorite. And their designs are literally the same everywhere all over town. So there's not a whole lot of new designs and new innovation when it comes to the layouts. So it gets a little boring. But I wish I could be honest and tell you that like there's one that you should never buy from, but they're all pretty good. You just have to be really diligent during the process of purchasing to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. So I didn't mean to skirt that question, but that's my answer. I hope that helps. Fernando Hernandez, can you do a 1031 exchange on your primary residence? Can you do a 1031 exchange on your primary residence? I don't know how to answer that. 1031 exchange happens when you sell a home. Yes, I think the answer is yes to that. Sorry. When you have to have lived there I think you have to do it on a primary. When you've lived there 2 out of the last 5 years, you can avoid it. Oh my God, it's been a long time since I've done a 1031. But yes, I believe the answer is yes to that question. MM says, I would move to Vegas, but I would miss my nieces and nephews too much. Listen, I get it. But let me tell you something. And I've been right about this for 9 years, so I can confidently say this is the truth. I tell every person that moves here, you are about to be the most popular person in your friend group, in your family, because as soon as you move here, everybody and their mama is going to move here to see you and hang out. You have to set up a hotel booking website for that 3rd bedroom in your house. So I know you might miss them, but maybe they'll come and visit. I don't know. This is so much fun. Oh my God. Thank you guys for asking all these questions. I'm going to do this more often. This is amazing. Okay. Let's see. Powder Girl says, my grandparents bought their house in Salt Lake City, Utah for $21,000. Today it's worth $600K. Still have it. What? That is what I'm talking about. They were smart. They got ahead of all the uptick in the markets. Girl, I hope they're leaving that house to you when they pass away. Not that I want them to pass away anytime soon, but that's crazy. That's what's going to happen in Vegas. If you buy now, I'm telling you, 20, 30 years from now, when it's paid off, I don't even want to think about what the prices are going to look like, but it's going to be good for you. I love this. Okay. Robert Brown, planning on moving to Henderson or Boulder City in 2027 when we retire. Can't wait, Robert. Or no, Robert Bowen. Sorry, not Brown. Robert, if I haven't already talked to you, I would love to set up a call. I know you said you're moving in 2027, but let's talk. I'd love to just get to know you in advance. And if you're coming to town, we could catch a coffee or a drink and just say hi. I like to start early when we're building the relationship with our buyers and our clients, or even anybody who is moving who just needs advice, because I really think there's things that are missed if you wait too long, and there's opportunities that you could take advantage of if you're aligned in the right time frame. So reach out. Let's grab a coffee. Come in town. Let's say what's up. All right. Janice. Did you say this because I'm going to dinner with you next week? Girl. Janice says Laci and her team are fabulous. Janice, cheers to Janice. Oh, it's got the lipstick. Powder Girl says, I bet you are a terrific sales lady, Laci. You know what's crazy? I got into real estate because I'm obviously obsessed with Las Vegas, and I have been driving people around and showing people neighborhoods and doing the real estate job without actually doing the real estate job since I was like 21. And I never really thought of real estate, or the job I'm doing at least, as sales. And it's kind of silly because it is sales, but it's relationship building and it's all the other things. But at the end of the day, there is a product being sold. So it feels a little icky to say I'm great at sales, but at the end of the day, I'm never selling. I'm just informing, I think. And because I don't know why I don't like the word sales, but I really do appreciate that you think I'm a terrific salesperson. That's awesome. Oh, hey, Danny. Okay. Yep. I know the name now. Okay. That's who was commenting earlier. Okay. NIO Las Vegas. Hi, what do you think's better, Veer, Sky, or Turnberry Tower? Thanks for your help and what you do. You're welcome, Neo. Thank you so much for watching and for your question. I love Veer location wise, just if that's the kind of lifestyle you want to live, but the windows don't open in Veer Tower, if I'm not mistaken. And that's weird and scares me. And I don't know, what if there's a fire? For whatever reason, the windows don't open. So I'm going to put that one at the bottom. Maybe the Turnberry Tower is my favorite. That's the one. I love Turnberry Tower. I like that it has, it's pulled away from the strip. They've got amazing amenities. I have a few friends that live in there, so I get to visit often. It's a little difficult to get in and out, and the HOA in any high rise is going to be high. So just be prepared to pay a higher HOA. But I think Turnberry Tower, I think it's the most established. It's got a little bit of a swanky, old school, established vibe, and the windows open, and they have great views. So I like that one. Good question. My sweet Olivia. Oh my God, Olivia, I'll be in Vegas in July. You better call me when you come in town. Olivia has been watching my channel, me and Jacob's Life in Vegas, for I think 9 years. I think from the first minute I set this up, maybe 7 years. And she's had babies since we met, and we've met up in town, and she's the most beautiful, sweet soul. You better call me when you're in town. I'm going to be upset if you don't. Congratulations on your second baby. You don't have a third one now, do you? Oh God, I hope I didn't miss a baby somewhere. I love your beautiful family. All right. Leolo says, happy Friday, Laci. So glad you're back and doing better. Any thoughts on Centennial Hills area? How's the market affordability up there? Oh my God. First of all, thank you. For those of you who don't know, I've had some health issues over the last 18 months, and I just finally got to have the surgery. And it's like someone just like flipped a switch, and I'm like, coming back to life, and it's insane and it's amazing. And thank you for watching and for knowing that. Centennial Hills is probably one of the fastest growing areas of town. Centennial Hills and North, or the Northwest is what we call it. I love that area. It's ever growing, and lots of dirt moving, and lots of new home opportunities and things like that. You get a little more bang for your buck in the Centennial Hills area. Pricing is still lifting up there, just like it is everywhere else. But there's a lot of movement up there as far as growth. And there's a casino going in, a station casino, local casino. There's new stores, new shopping centers all the time going in. I really love it. I think it's probably one of my favorite parts of town for a few reasons. It's got great views. You can get a little more land or a little more bang for your buck. I really like that you're kind of right in between the Mount Charleston and Red Rock, and you're right kind of 15 minutes, if that, from Summerlin. So you can dip in and kind of enjoy all the great amenities of Summerlin, but not pay a Summerlin price, which is fun. So I really like that. As far as like market and affordability, it's definitely, our market's pretty kind of even across the board, except for Henderson and Summerlin, which have a tendency to be more they're just higher. I can't give you a percentage because it changes all the time, but you're going to pay more to be, especially in Summerlin. Summerlin's the most well-marketed community I've ever seen in my entire life across the planet. And Howard Hughes Corporation has done a beautiful job of building the brand of Summerlin. Some people think Summerlin's its own city. Some people think that that's the only place you should move and that's the only safe place in Vegas, which is total bullshit. Henderson and Summerlin are very well marketed. And so I'm often undoing those preconceived notions for when I do phone calls with you guys and really trying to open up your mind to areas like Centennial Hills. So I freaking love it. Thanks for asking. Neo Seb says, would you be able to provide the financial health info of the HOA for the house you're selling or showing? Financial health info. I think what you're asking might be related to when you're buying a house or selling a house. There's a requirement in the contract that forces you, if there's an HOA, to provide to the buyer a full package. They call it the HOA resale package or the CIC resale package. It's the seller usually purchases it. It's not cheap. I don't even know why, but it's not, it's like $500 or something. What it is you're giving the buyer an opportunity to review all the rules and regulations, anything and everything related to the financial health of the HOA. That's, like what cash reserves they have, if they have any liens, if there's any lawsuits active. So that's a requirement when you're buying a house and selling a house. So the answer would be yes. Good. But you can't get it till you're in contract. You can ask questions, but really that comes as you're in contract. Fernando Hernandez, what do you think of the builder Taylor Morrison? Oh, you know what? I forgot about Taylor Morrison. And I know that Janice is laughing right now because Janice actually bought a Taylor Morrison. I got to be careful. I don't want to talk bad about Taylor Morrison, but the only Taylor Morrison property that I have sold has had a lot of problems. My sweet Janice can attest to that. And I don't know that I wouldn't sell it again. I would just, I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't sell them again. I just think I would dig in a little further. Some of the stuff that happened that was not really, it was unavoidable, but, no, I take all that back. I don't know that I would sell a Taylor Morrison to anybody. I don't know that I would suggest a Taylor Morrison because my clients have been through kind of the ringer. Good question. And thank you for the reminder, Taylor Morrison. Sorry. They don't do a lot of business here in Vegas though, just so you guys know. So that's the thing with them. Jennifer Freitas, are there lots of homes with casitas, next gen suites available, or would we be better finding off a new build with one included? Great question. So a lot of the new builds have been smart and they have started to design homes with a built-in casita that they're calling next generation suites. Because, if you look at the stats around America, a lot of multifamily experiences are happening as things have become more expensive or whatever, right? Parents moving back in or college students staying home longer. So it's actually great. I love that the new homes have done that. My issue with the new homes and those are just really with new homes in general right now is a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you could buy a new home for almost the same price as a resale. But with interest rates going higher, they've packed in a bunch of incentives to pay for this and pay for that for you, but you're still paying for it. You're just paying for it in the price of the home. So the prices are now there's a pretty good differential between the two. There are quite a few homes in Vegas that have the casita option. It just depends on your budget. If your budget's above, I would say 700,000, you're probably going to have a good opportunity to find a few to choose from, or, several to choose from. But that's definitely a higher budget, maybe even higher than that, actually. Around there is what I'll stick with, but that's a higher budget kind of conversation. But yeah, I'm not a believer right now in leaning hard into new homes unless that's what you want, unless that's all that we can get for what you need, unless there's an incentive package that makes sense. Like, okay, sorry about that, guys. I think I've got some Wi-Fi issues in the area. Hang with me though. It looks like the health of the Wi-Fi is getting better. So what I was going to say is I don't push the casitas and the next gen suites if there's a lot of options for you. That's going to get you more bang for your buck. And because of the pricing being so different right now, I would say look at resale first. If there's nothing there, then we can take a look over at new homes. But call me before you go. Don't forget, call me before you go. Okay, guys. Oh my God, this is so fun. I'm loving this. Hold on. Let's see. Do you see more sales and rental demand with 1-bed or 2-bed condos in Summerlin and Henderson? Condos are kind of like this. Like condos sales are kind of even. There's so many options for condos that they don't do the spiky up and down like buying a resale home or buying a new home. As far as demand goes. But I would say 2-bedroom condos are definitely more in demand than a 1-bedroom. You know, who doesn't want that extra bedroom, right? Summerlin doesn't have a whole lot of condos to choose from. There are some, but it's not overflowing with condos. It's not a huge condo community. Henderson's probably going to provide more condo options. And rentals wise, I would say condos do rent, but condos are tough because they usually have a higher HOA, which means you have to charge more. And if you get too close to what you're charging for like a full-blown house, then people are opting for the house. So I'm not really sure about the demand for rentals because we don't really do a ton of rental. But sales-wise, 2-bedroom is definitely going to take the cake. And I would say Henderson over Summerlin. 1010. I haven't bought a house in a while, and I heard there were some changes to how commissions are handled with buyers. Can you explain that? Yes. Great question. For those of you who don't know what 1010 is talking about, last year there was a settlement. National Association of Realtors had a lawsuit and then a settlement that in their mind changed the way things are done in the industry, which in my mind, they really didn't. It's always been done this way, but now there's a little bit more upfront conversation and a little bit more disclosure about it. So the way it kind of works right now is the way it used to work is it was assumed from the beginning of the transaction that your commission as a buyer's agent would be paid by the seller if we then had a successful transaction close. Now, a lot of people have made these big statements and assumptions that, now sellers don't have to pay the realtor fees and which has not happened. I mean, the market is going to demand what changes. So now the biggest change is that when you're about to work with a realtor, there's a couple things. You cannot go see a home without signing a contract, an agreement, a disclosure to opt in to working with the realtor of your choice. So before we can even show you homes, you have to say, yes, you're my realtor. Yes, I'm signing stating that you're my realtor. In that conversation, there's a discussion about our payment and what we charge for our services. And it's basically, we're disclosing what that conversation or what that price point is. Everything is negotiable in a real estate transaction. I mean, literally everything. So what everybody assumed from that, because of really bad news headlines and just really bad misinformation, was that the seller's off the hook. And a lot of sellers started listing their home, making that assumption. And then their home sat because the market is not demanding that they're off the hook for anything. What it really means, though, is if the market shifts and changes, at the end of the day, we need to be paid for our services as buyer's agents, and listing agents need to be paid for their services. And so that upfront, we're letting you know, this is what we charge. Throughout the process of the transaction, we're going to do everything we can to negotiate that this be covered by the seller. If that's not covered, we will have a conversation about how and what and where and when where all the chips will fall as far as the negotiation goes. But we have yet, since the lawsuit, even though everyone's like realtors are going to go away and all these things, which is just whatever. We have yet to have that happen. And we've been successful at negotiating at least every deal we've done on my team for the seller to cover that cost for you. So that's really the difference. There's a lot more to it. And I have a really great friend who I collaborate with in business. His name is Cody Lewis. He's about to launch a podcast, and he's really good at like helping we're really just trying to help other realtors elevate their game and know how to do this properly. We just happen to be really, really good at making sure that our clients get the best negotiation by the end of the day, and that they get the best deal we can possibly get. And so a lot of realtors aren't that experienced in it. So he's actually doing some amazing stuff. So if you're a realtor watching this, or if you know a realtor, please, like have them follow me or have them reach out to the phone number. I'd love to have you connect with Cody and just follow his upcoming podcast and his content, because that's going to really kind of help people understand how to do this right, so that you as buyers aren't constantly worrying about what that looks like for you. I hope that answered your question. Great question, by the way. Okay, let's see here. Gosh, all right, I'm going to take a drink here. Who has wine? I want to know. Fernando, Henderson versus Southern Highlands. What are your thoughts? Well, I'm a Henderson girly to the day I die. I just am. I love Henderson. It's amazing. Southern Highlands is awesome. It's beautiful. It's a master plan. So the difference, guys, is Henderson is its own city. Southern Highlands is sort of right next to the edge of Henderson on the other side of the freeway as you come into Las Vegas. And it is just a master plan community located in the southwest side of town. They're both amazing, but because I'm not really comparing apples to apples, I will say Henderson I really love because it's a bit of a laid back, kind of relaxed vibe. It's like San Diego versus Summerlin's like Orange County, like in terms of like the vibes. So I love Henderson for a lot of reasons. Henderson has a lot of really great schools, has a lot of variety in terms of like what you can get. So there's like older homes. So I love a vintage home. There's older homes, there's posh new homes, there's views, there's custom homes, it's you name it. They've got a lot of little communities within Henderson that are just really special. So Henderson's my vote always. But Southern Highlands is amazing and it's awesome. And it's gated communities and they've got a bit of variety, not as much variety as Henderson. But again, I'm comparing a city to an area or just a subdivision, which is a little bit hard to do. So, but Henderson, Henderson versus anything, I'm probably going to say Henderson. So Maximino says, Laci, we're from New Jersey and we're first-time home buyers. It's going to be hard to move New Jersey to Vegas. We need some advice if we need to bring all of our furniture. Oh, should you bring your furniture? So thank you for reaching out. I would love to just do a phone call with you. Again, would love to just give you a little bit deeper advice, because moving across country is no joke. But here's some advice on furniture and what to bring, what to not. If you are coming with like if you're early in your lifetime and you don't have like family heirloom and all this crazy stuff, do what you can to eliminate the junk and bring necessities and the things you love. I'm not saying that because I want you guys to go have to buy a whole new house full of furniture, but moving can get expensive. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is do not hire movers. I'm going to say that again. I don't believe in it. I believe that most of them are scams. Do not hire a moving company. If you can, do a pod because you're in control of the lock. You get to be the one that unlocks it and locks it. You have the key, or do the U-Haul pods. I'm going to tell you right now, I've had at least 6 clients hire moving companies. The moving company is real kludgy math. Like they do some real weird stuff on the front side that like calculates what your fees are going to be. You think you're paying it. They get there to deliver 5 days late or whatever that looks like. And then before they unload the car or the truck, they say, oh, oops, yours was a little bit heavier than it was supposed to be. So you owe me blah, blah, blah cash, $1,000, $2,000. And you're standing there waiting to move into your home. So I don't want you to have to go through that. So if you're moving across country, downsize as much as you can. If you don't have a lot of money to buy new furniture, there's some really great places out here, like auction websites that I love. I furnished an entire house for like $600 doing this, and it's all brand new in the box. Like nellisauction.com is one of my favorites. So you can make it happen on a budget and still look fly. But I would definitely, set up a call with me and I could give you some other advice. I also would just say, and I do this on my phone calls, but I do want to say this advice for anybody thinking of moving to Vegas and wanting to buy, but not right away, wanting to maybe rent for a little while. I want you guys to understand renting first to get to know the area before you buy a home will require a full year commitment in a rental home, apartment, whatever. If you do less than a year, you're going to pay astronomically more than you should for the monthly fees. So you might as well have just signed up for a year. So I've been telling a lot of people to consider, if you know that you're only going to need a few months to get to know the area and you work with me and my team, we will make sure you know where you want to move. We will make sure you are educated and land softly. Consider doing like an Airbnb for like 30 days at a time. And if you bring your stuff with you in a pod, get a house that has a garage or buy a little storage unit for just the 2 or 3 months that you're going to do the Airbnb. A lot of Airbnbs, when you click the 30-day button or Verbo, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, when you click that, there's actually discounts that are applied. And also when you compare the rental rates right now in Las Vegas to what they're charging for monthly Airbnbs in certain areas, they're pretty comparable. So that's a piece of advice I would give. Trying to find and navigate from afar a rental, or only wanting to do it for a little while before you buy, which I highly recommend, is not fun. And I don't want you signing up for a year lease and watching the prices go up and you sitting there going, I should have just done what Laci said on that live stream that one Friday night. Hope that helped you. Maximino, do me a favor, text that number. Let's set up a call. I would love to give you more advice and answer some more questions. All right. Scott says, on a $450,000 home, how much down payment do you need? Well, Scott, that depends. I will say this. A lot of people think and assume there's like this weird thing out in the ether that makes everybody think you must have 20% down to purchase a home. That is not true. Most of the people who buy homes these days are putting 3.5% to 5% down. Now, there's some pros and cons for that difference, right? If you put 20% down or you put more down, you can avoid certain fees, but sometimes those fees aren't enough to hold on and save a little more for you to basically, sometimes those fees aren't going to cost you enough to make it make sense for you to wait till you save 20% before you buy. With costs of houses going up and all the other stuff happening and inventory shrinking and growing, it's, I would say, better to get in with whatever you can do and then refinance or make extra payments each year and find a way to apply it when you have more money or whatever. So for a $450,000 home, you could put down as little as 3%, depending on the loan program, all the way up to 100% or 92%, and then just get a loan for the rest. So if you want more information, we have a couple of amazing lenders that we work with, Scott. Please reach out, text, or just click the link. I promise we won't try to hard sell you. We're not going to run your credit. It's not that way. They can answer questions related to anything related to loans. I'm not a lender, so I can't answer too much of that. Fernando, you got some good questions. I feel like I have a hair in my nose. How do you feel about Lake Las Vegas in the long term? Will it, or is it a highly desirable location? So I don't know if you guys have watched my Henderson part 1 and part 2. If you haven't, please go and watch those. Because first of all, I spent a lot of time working on those videos last year, like a lot of time. They're really good. They're very detailed. I talk a lot about Lake Las Vegas in I think it's part 1. And Lake Las Vegas is a bit of a conundrum. In the video, I discuss how it was this second home, vacation home, snowbird type community at first when it was first built. And then there was like a failure of businesses, the casino shuttered, and because the market crashed, right? So anybody who had extra homes when the market crashed in 07, 08 or whatever, like when you have extra of anything, it was gone, especially real estate, because the crash happened. So that area has been struggling for several years to try to get out from under it. But in the last 8 years or so, maybe 5 years, they've really started to push and lean in on creating a different type of clientele or resident there. What I mean by that is it used to be a very kind of older community, second home, very retirement focused. Anybody who's retiring would buy their home out there, that vibe. And now like small families are moving out there. Like now they've got new roads that lead into town. They're building new homes left and right. I've sold 3 homes out there this last year, or 2 homes. At least 2 homes this last year. So I really like Lake Las Vegas. Long term, I think it's going to be amazing, because at the end of the day, Vegas is spilling out, right? We're growing. They're not growing. It's not building up yet, like New York or whatever. It's growing out. So it's super desirable. It's beautiful out there. You get amazing views of the city. It's by Lake Mead. Like it's not that far from the Strip. I love it. I love it, and I think it's going to be great. I feel like I have really long-winded answers to every question. Am I too long-winded? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Natasha says, do you have programs for grants for Canadian who wants to move to Vegas? Oh, you guys see my doggy? Come here. Hi, you scratching your ear? This is Baxter. Hey, Natasha. So I'm not a lender, so I don't have the ability to really speak on grants and those programs. But I will say, being a Canadian and not a United States resident, or what am I trying to say? Being not a citizen, that's the word I was looking for. It prohibits a little bit of that. However, there are loan programs that can apply to you as someone who's outside of the United States coming in. Grants, though, are typically reserved, I believe, for people who are U.S. residents, but I could be totally wrong. So it may not matter based on what kind of loan program you want. So I would highly recommend reaching out to me, click the link, text the number, let's set up a call, and I can connect you with our lenders and they can answer the questions. But I'm excited that you're coming to Vegas. I had to do it. Sorry, I had to do it. I'm such a cheese ball. Rod Nixon. Hey, Rod, how are you? What do you think of Rhodes Ranch as a cheaper alternative to Summerlin South if you really like that area? So for those of you who don't know, I feel like I need to pull up a map so I can talk to you guys about what areas of town. I'll do that in a minute. But Rhodes Ranch is on the west side of Vegas. You've got Summerlin takes up a lot of the west side of Vegas, and there's North Summerlin, West Summerlin, Main Summerlin, and South Summerlin. Rhodes Ranch is not in Summerlin per se, but it's one block, literally one street not even a major street, like a baby block outside of South Summerlin, which is the very end of the invested Howard Hughes Corporation land that's owned by the Summerlin community. Rhodes Ranch is awesome. Rhodes Ranch has been around a little while, and I'll be very open. It's gone through some changes, and it doesn't have the Summerlin vibe, but it's a guard gated community, so it's extremely secure. They've got a golf course in the middle. There's like a clubhouse. Like a lot of people who live there really, really like it. When I say it's gone through changes, I mean, it's just there's been some shifts in like the type of residents in terms of like it became a bit of like an investor community where a lot of outside investors were doing rentals. Now I'm seeing it kind of shift back to mostly homeowners living there. So it's kind of in flux at all times. With that said, though, now that South Summerlin has actually been built out, now that it's kind of bumping up against it, now that Durango Casino is literally right next door, like less than a block away. I think it's going to do nothing but kind of continue to go up in my mind. So I like Rhodes Ranch a lot, and would love to show you it. Yeah. Okay. Maximino. Okay. So hi, we're from New Jersey. We want to move to Vegas ASAP. I love that. Hopefully before the end of this year. We really need some help and all the info. We're our first time home buyers. I love that, Maximino. Listen, reach out. I will do a full phone call with you and whoever else wants to join. I love starting from the beginning of the conversation with you. I love being with you from the beginning because I can help you not make mistakes or waste time or money that others, may not have been able to warn, that nobody else took the time to tell you about. So let me know. Let's do the conversation and get this going. Okay. You guys are running. This is crazy. I'm getting so many questions. This is amazing. Okay. We're coming up on an hour. Oh my God. And I haven't even finished this class. People who know me know that is highly unusual. I probably would have gone through a half a bottle at this point. Strike Force says, if I wanted to move to Vegas, what price range could I find a decent 1-bedroom apartment in Summerlin before considering to buy? Good question. So would love for you to consider not waiting a full year to buy, just because I know the prices are going to continue to go up. With that said, though, if you want to do that, decent 1-bedroom apartment in Summerlin is likely going, see, my friend lives right outside of Summerlin. I think she pays $1,900 or $2,000. I think you're going to be probably low 2000s or very high, like between $1,900 to $2,100. I could be wrong, but Summerlin, again, you're going to pay more. You're always going to pay a little more, and apartments and such are there. My friends do live in an apartment complex called Willow something right outside of downtown Summerlin, and they have a 2-bedroom townhome that's in a complex with a 2-car garage. That's super modern. And I think it's 2 bedrooms. And I think they pay $2,200 a month. So that's an unusual one, though. I was actually surprised that they got such a deal, but I would expect to pay right at $2,000 or between $1,800 and $2,200. Maybe less. I don't know, but that's my gut. Oh my God. I'm giving such like wishy-washy answers tonight. Quentin says, what would you consider the best central area? For example, commutes to the Strip, airport, hospital, etc. Oof, good question. Spring Valley is the most central part of the city. Spring Valley is, you may not know this, I love that I know this, is Las Vegas's very first master plan community. It was created, this is what I was told, I'm hoping this is true. It was created at a time when Las Vegas was still really kind of growing, and the federal government wasn't at the time giving home loans to people in Las Vegas because we weren't that established yet. This could be total BS, but I was told this on like a historical tour I did because I'm a nerd. And so because Nellis Air Force Base, they thought we were just a military town and that we weren't like a place where people could really raise families. And so what I was told, caveat, is that in order to get approved for us to have federal loans, oh my God, I'm going to die if this is not correct. They developed a master plan community, and you'll notice when you drive through Spring Valley that the roads are all curved. There's no like hard T stops, because they required that it be a garden-like experience to make it look like families could thrive and flourish. I should probably fact check that story, but I do love telling that story, even if it's not true. So I really like Spring Valley. It's older. There's not really a lot of HOAs. It's not really gated or anything like that. And it's kind of in the middle of the city, but if you want to be boom, 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 like right down to the Strip, Spring Valley is where it's at. I really like the southwest side of town also for this reason. Southwest has a freeway that runs across the top of it. And then it has like 93,000, no, I'm exaggerating, but like a lot of main roads that cut across the freeway. So if it's a crazy day with traffic, which sometimes it can be with, adding an extra 6 minutes to your commute because we're spoiled rotten. But sometimes if traffic gets thick, you can just jump right off. And there's 73 different ways for you to get around the traffic to go straight down to the strip. So Southwest is super close. Summerlin's great. But Central, Spring Valley, baby. Jim Lopez, we want to get close to Summerlin and Bishop Gorman High School. We're looking into Rhodes Ranch to get the most bang for our buck. What do you think of Rhodes Ranch? We'll have 2 kids in college, 1 in high school. Jim, I hope you're looking into it with me and my team. Don't watch my content and not reach out. I really want to help you. Rhodes Ranch is great. I really like Rhodes Ranch. Bang for your buck. I mean, it's kind of similar pricing to everything else. So you're not going to get a screaming deal, but anything in the Southwest is great. Like right around Rhodes Ranch is amazing. Even if you were to go like 3-4 miles, or probably 3 or 4 miles, like to the west or to the south, or to the east or to the south from Rhodes Ranch, you're still going to be within like a 12 to 15 minute drive max to Bishop Gorman. Rhodes Ranch is amazing. There's an area right below that called Mountain's Edge, or sorry, right south of that called Mountain's Edge. That's really nice too. And there's like a one-way ride right up to Bishop Gorman. Please reach out. I would love to help you. I would love to learn more about your plans. That's awesome. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I'm not even going to get to these Instagram questions. I feel really bad. I was seriously concerned nobody was going to show up and I was going to be drinking wine by myself. Now I don't feel so unpopular, even though I'm sitting at my home on a Friday night in Las Vegas, hanging out with you guys. Neo Seb says, from Google, the required down payment depends on the type of mortgage, which is what I said. Conventional loans typically require 3 to 20% down for a $450,000 house. That's what I said. I'm glad that you looked that up, and please reach out. I'd love to get you connected to our lenders. There's so many grants, so many free money programs, so many loan programs that people don't have awareness of, that it makes me sad because just Google searching, like that's amazing that talked about conventional loans, but there's conventional has like layers to it. There's all kinds of opportunities. So don't think that it's only 1 or 2 or 3 options. Tracy Johnson, are there any new home builds who have solar panels included? Yes, there are. There's some in the Black Mountain area in Henderson, which is awesome. It's an established area that's kind of coming up. Downtown Water Street is nearby. It's got like the old vintagey vibes, but there's new home communities going in up there that do include solar. Northwest has some that include solar. I think all over town, almost all over town. I don't think there's many in Henderson that do. I'll have to double check, but I definitely know, Main Henderson, not the Black Mountain area. Black Mountain, yes. Southwest, yes. Northwest, yes. So yes is the answer. And I think North Las Vegas too. You guys rock. Oh, look at this. Maximino. I set up an appointment. Whoop, whoop. Oh my God. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm stoked. Natasha, do you have Vegas? Or Vegas have programs for Canadians? Yeah, there's actually programs for you to definitely be able to buy. They may not be typical programming that you would see, for people who are U.S. residents. But Natasha, we've got a lot of foreign national and incoming investors who might not be full-blown Americans. Is that even a thing? Full-blown Americans. So please reach out, set up an appointment. I would love that. Also, P.S. guys, if you're trying to set up an appointment, I just noticed today that my calendar for the next week or so or 2 weeks actually has gotten pretty full. I am going to be opening up some new slots on my calendar for phone calls. So if you look tonight and it looks like I got to wait till next month to talk to her, give me a minute. As soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to open up a bunch of other time slots. So don't forget to set it up. I should have done it before this. Dang it. That was a dumb move. Anyway, don't forget to set it up and just give me like an hour after this is done, or do it tomorrow. But definitely, don't be discouraged. We've just been very fortunate that you guys are listening and that you're reaching out. And it just makes me so happy that I get to be a part of your journey to Vegas. It really is the joy of my life. And I'm so grateful that I see this city for who she is, and that I get the opportunity to meet so many of you. I'm not out here trying to be some famous content creator. I'm out here genuinely trying to help people love living here. I grew up having so many people talk so much crap about living in Vegas, because when I was young, it was a lot of transient. Like people would come and go, and I hate Vegas. They would not even stay a year. And I was always like, give it a year. Or I would ask them why they don't like it. And all the things they said, I'm like, oh, well, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. So this has been just a fulfillment of a dream that I've had for most of my life, to be able to do this. And I'm just so grateful. Oh, I don't want to get emotional, but I'm so grateful that you guys have given me this chance and that you trust me, because that's that. Oh my God, look at my lovely baby. Hi, my love. Hi. No, it's okay. Lay down. It's okay. Well, he's going to come up here and try to lick me. Yep. Hello. Okay. Anyway, that's Baxter. Baxter. Yes, I got his name from Anchorman. Okay. Trevor Pano says, do you wish you could have a new home instead of a townhouse? Oh, new home instead of a townhouse. Would it be have a swimming pool in the backyard? Do you wish you could have a new home? So there are new homes that are townhouses. I'm not quite sure I understand your question, but let me assume that you're asking, would I prefer a home instead of a townhouse? So houses are always going to appraise high. You're going to gain more equity and earn more if you buy a home. They're going to be higher value. They cost more though, so it depends. Townhouses are amazing too. We don't have a lot of townhouses in Vegas. We have some, but it's not overwhelmingly, available. And nobody, if you buy brand new homes, they're never going to have a swimming pool in the backyard. That's just not a thing. For a minute, some of the builders were allowing you to build the pool in the backyard with another company while you were building the home. But I don't know that they're even doing that anymore. So I would never count on having a pool in your backyard if you're wanting a new home. And also, just for the record, pools are like 3 times more expensive to put into your backyard than they were literally 2 years ago. And then you're going to be on a waiting list, and they can only be 600 square feet. So they have to be smaller because of water conservation stuff. So if you're looking for a pool and that's like a requirement, you're going to pay a little more, just so you know, because they're not that readily available, and they're only in resale homes. So there's that. Hope that worked. Okay, I got your number on the scroll. Going to Japan for a week. I'll text you when I get back. What up, Robert? Okay, I'm excited. Dude, bring me back something. Bring me back those Kit Kats that taste like matcha. Green tea. Oh my God, those are so good. I was in Japan for 1 hour because I had a transfer of flights last year. I was in Asia, and I raided the gift shop. I ran off the plane because my son loves Japan. I literally was doing like supermarket sweep, running through with my arm, just pulling stuff into my the cart. It was insane. It literally looked like supermarket sweep. And then I had bags that I was running to my next plane to hopefully catch. So have fun in Japan. Wow, what a cool trip. This is amazing. Strike Force, how's the dating life in Vegas for single buyers? I'm one of those single folks. So cheers to my single. Oh, my dog's outside now. Hold on. All the single ladies. I'm not dating. Baxter. Hopefully he'll stop. I'm not dating on purpose right now. So I'm not the best one to ask, but a lot of people tell me dating in Vegas can be a little bit strange, and that you have to navigate it differently than other cities for a couple of reasons. Yeah, what are you barking at? What are you doing? I don't know that the dating life here is great, but I'm not good at dating. I don't know how to date. So I don't know. So the answer is I don't effing know. Sorry, Strike Force. Boo. All right, let's see. Dougie does fat loss. I love that. Oh my God. Hey, Dougie, is your light still haunted? Dougie, thank you for watching me on Instagram. Love that you tuned in here to watch me tonight. It means a lot to me. Thank you for that crossover. What he's asking about is where I just moved out of. Yes, my light was haunted. I had one of these lights that would flicker when I talked to it. And I am fully convinced that my brother, who passed away a few years ago, was trying to talk to me, or that, I don't know, somebody from beyond needed to give me a message. Good question. I love it. Oh, I already got that one. Okay. Fernando, what do you like about Lone Mountain? Oh, so much. I love Lone Mountain. So Lone Mountain, guys, is located in the Centennial Hills area, the northwest side of town. So just so you guys know, if you reach out to me and we have a phone call, everybody I talk to, I always provide some really amazing tools that can help you become a local mentally and become aware of how things are laid out and how things work here. With a few things. I have a self-guided city tour. So if you come in town to visit and you want to get to know the areas, you can drive yourself around to the different areas of town that I've beautifully mapped out for you. Not to look at homes, because you're going to do that with me, but to look at areas, the amenities, the vibe, all the things, how long it is and how long the drive is and all that. Another thing I provide is a color-coded zip code map. And why I provide this is because I talk about Southwest, Northwest, Boulder City, Henderson, I talk about all these areas and they're not always clearly labeled on the map when you're looking at the map. So it really does help you to look at the color-coded map and go, oh, when she says Northwest, that's the area. Those are the zip codes she's talking about, etc. So Lone Mountain is part of the Northwest quadrant, if you will, or area of town. And what I love about the Northwest is, and I love about Lone Mountain is, like I said earlier, you get a lot more bang for your buck. You get a lot of just a lot of beautiful views of the city. It's very peaceful. It's very quiet. You're up against the mountain. And I love that they call it the mountain, Lone Mountain. It's literally a kind of a little hill with like a hiking path, but directly behind it is the actual mountain that backs up to Red Rock. So I love it. I love Lone Mountain. You are smack dab in the middle of that area that takes you from 5 to 8 minutes or 8 to 6 minutes or 8 to 10 minutes from Summerlin, or 12 to 15 minutes to the base of Mount Charleston. So I love it. My daughter had a house out there before she left me, broke my heart, and moved to New York City. And I really liked it up there. Susan, what do you believe the projected growth in the Las Vegas area will be in 2025 and 2026, especially with new potential investments for the movie studio they are building and the projected new airport? Susan, wow, that was a mouthful, but thank you for doing your research. Get it, girl. Are you moving here? Do you live here? Where do you live? Love that you did your research and that you know what's going on. We have added 1 million new residents to Las Vegas in the last 8 to 10 years ish. And I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. I don't have a number for you, but all I can say is projected growth is imminent. And we are excited about that. The movie studio, I think, is going to make a major bump to the Summerlin area. It's going right in the middle of Summerlin. And P.S., you don't have to live in Summerlin to be able to take part in that experience. Or if you're an actor or a movie person, everything is close to everything in Vegas. So I don't know why everybody thinks they have to live in Summerlin and work in Summerlin. You'll see when you take my city tour, you'll see how close everything is. But I think that we're just going to see continued growth with the unfortunate LA fires that happened recently, along with just tax stuff people being more aware of our amazing tax structure, people getting fed up with paying more taxes than they need to, all of those things. Also, Vegas being cool as shit and everybody wanting to live here. All of those things are making people want to move here. So I keep saying it. I've said it a few times. I'm going to say it again. We are on the beginning, the beginning of that moment when you're going to be the one saying, I wish I would have bought, I should have bought, I shouldn't have waited, all those things. I remember when prices were about Las Vegas. So thank you for asking. And Susan, I would love to chat with you more. I love that you're a research girly. Hello. Neo Seb says, what problems or hurdles have you seen with VA loans? Oh, good question, Neo. Thank you. Are you a veteran? If so, thank you for your service. I come from a family of veterans, and we love working with veterans. Love, love, love it. We actually just did a full-blown live stream 1 week ago. Please go to my live stream tab on the YouTube channel and watch it, where it's literally everything you need to know about VA loans and some stuff that I didn't even know that I learned on the live stream. Some of the hurdles in the past have been related to some of the new things that have happened that are amazing and good, meaning you can now add a non-VA borrower to the loan, whereas you couldn't do that before in some states. Most of the VA loan issues come with the buyer maybe not coming in with a larger down payment and us needing to ask for closing costs or things like that to help them get into the home. If it's not a market that leans into that, if it's not a market that is offering sellers to want to contribute to your fees, then that does become a bit of a struggle for veterans, or not even just veterans, for anybody who's coming in with a lower down payment and needing to ask for help for closing costs and things like that to get over the hump and actually buy the house. So the market really dictates a lot of that. And it's not just VA loans. That's probably the only hurdle that I really have with it that we've seen over the years. But check out that live stream. I was actually really happy about that live stream. We had a really good time. Okay, Lover Girl Evans. Laci, have you discussed title theft? I'll be moving from Atlanta to Las Vegas, and title theft is an extreme problem here. Do you recommend purchasing a home through an LLC for protection? Really good question. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give a ton of advice on this, and I have not dealt with title theft. However, I do go on TikTok, and I'm always being sold these, title theft is rampant throughout the US. I don't know that it's rampant in Las Vegas, to my knowledge, and I could be just being I could be having a block right now with why that might be. I do recommend putting your home in a trust or buying it or putting it in an LLC if you can. I want you to protect yourself. And I'm always a fan of, especially if it's a rental property, it should absolutely be put into an LLC or a trust. Talk to an expert. I'm not somebody who knows how that all works, but if someone falls on your property, or if someone is renting and they get hurt, or someone tries to sue you or sue whatever about the home, they're limited with what they can capture from you. But I always am very, very big and very, very focused on making sure that my clients know that setting themselves up for success with a trust or with an LLC or something on that front is really important. I don't know that it's always related to title theft. It's just been more of like legal issues with people suing you, erroneous lawsuits and things like that. So, okay. Is erroneous the right word for that? I am getting tired. This is all right. Okay. I'm going to do like 5 more questions and then I'm going to wrap it up. This has been an amazing live stream. Should I do more of these? If you guys want me to do more, give me a heart. Give me a heart. Wait, I'm going to do it. What do the kids do these days? They do anyway, give me a heart, drop it like it's hot in the comments if you want me to do more of these. And I think, yeah, maybe I'll do like once a month. This is like late night vibes with Laci, who already finished her wine and has to go refill it. Okay, 5 more questions. Let's see. Alan, going to Vegas for a few days in July and then off to Cali. Any suggestions for family areas to look at? Maybe houses that aren't so close to each other. Alan, let's talk, dude. Let me give you my, if you can do a call with me and set that up, I will provide my city tour so you can, and I will outline for you where you should go and tour. These are addresses that are lined up and ready for you by area of town. Northwest and North Las Vegas have amazing opportunity for homes not being so close together. So I highly recommend that. Keep in mind, any area that has newer homes is going to always have a little bit of a smaller lot size because, corporate greed. And that's just how it's going. These builders want to maximize their dollar. And if they can squeeze 2 more houses in by making your yard a little bit smaller and make that extra money, they're going to do it. Henderson's got some awesome lots. Again, older homes. And by older, I mean, Vegas is not old. So like an old home for us is like 70s, 80s, 90s. Older homes or older areas, or more established, I should say, more established areas are going to be where I would point you in the direction of. But please, let's do a call. Even if you're just coming to visit and you want to check out areas, I want to guide you. I want to definitely make sure you know where to go. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. JF, good question. Just pulled up Henderson on Redfin. What are the top 3 areas to consider in Henderson? Okay. I need you guys to watch my Henderson part 1 and part 2 video, please. It has so much jam-packed information, and I go section by section of Henderson, but I'm going to tell you my favorite parts of Henderson. So I really, like, with my heart and soul, love Green Valley. Green Valley is a section. There's Green Valley North and South, or New Green Valley, Old Green Valley. That's what they're called. It's what we call it as locals. I raised my kids 89074, 89014, 89. What's the other one? 89074, 89014. Those are the zip codes that I just have such nostalgia for. And the houses are beautiful. The schools are amazing. It's hilly, it's grass, it's golf. I don't know. My kids' schools were there. I have so many memories. So Green Valley South is my fave, but anything in Green Valley is amazing. I really, really like Seven Hills, Anthem, Inspirata, which is more on the west side. 89052, 89. Oh my God, I can't believe I know all these numbers. Oh, I'm such a nerd. 89052 is Anthem. 89044, I think, might be Inspirata, which is a newer area. And then I can't remember if it's 89052 for Seven Hills. They're, again, a bit of a luxury vibe, if you will, but they are set up above kind of the city. So you get really just stunning views, cotton candy skies, and really cool houses. They're a little more expensive, but I like those. And Inspirata, I really like Inspirata for my buyers who are moving from out of state with kids and family, who don't mind the houses being a little closer together, because that is a turnkey, immediate solution to community right when you get here. Building your community in Las Vegas can be difficult because the city is a bit disjointed sometimes when it comes to that. It's getting way better, but places like Inspirata or Cadence are like awesome because you move in, Sky Canyon on the northwest, you move in turnkey, you've got roving security, parks inside the communities, community pools, community events, community coffee shop. You've got, Halloween looks like you're in a Norman Rockwell. If he didn't do Halloween, but like Christmas looks like Norman Rockwell paintings and things like that. So those are some areas that I really like. And that's the second area-ish, West Henderson. And I'm a kind of a sucker for Black Mountain area. I like it because it's near Old Town Henderson. So it's near the Water Street vibe that's like got all the cool bars and restaurants. And it's really kind of becoming a place to hang. I like that it's a mixed bag of what you can get, whether it be a vintage home that's got a big ass lot and it's got all kinds of opportunities, single story, all that stuff. And then there's also master plan communities kind of over in there. But I don't know, it's a very, very hidden gem that not a lot of people know about. Speaking of hidden gems, oh my God, I'm such a salesperson. I did a beautiful hidden gem neighborhoods video also a couple weeks ago that includes Black Mountain. But check that out. Oop, well, there goes my plug. Check that out because it's absolutely going to outline some other areas over by there. And then there's a little place called Tuscany that's kind of tucked away behind Cadence near Lake Las Vegas. That's pretty dope. So, oh God. Okay. That was number, I don't know, 3, 2, 3. All right. Let's see. Trevor, let me rephrase what I was asking, Laci. You live in a townhouse. Do you wish you have a new house of your own? What would it have? Oh, I live in a house, actually. I don't live in a townhouse. I live in a single family home. I have lived in a townhouse, but I just bought a resale home and I'm about to paint these walls. Oh man, this yellow is killing me. I'm about to do a bunch of renovations and have some fun with it. So I'll be putting a lot of that on the channel as the progress occurs. I'm going to be living in the 90s though for a little while. And maybe I'll let you see it. But good question. But townhouse or house, I would take either. Honestly, anywhere I live, I try to make it my own. And what would it have? It would have the kitchen fully renovated with, waterfall island and lots of pantry and cabinet space. I love storage. A kitchen is the heart of every home. And so I would make sure whatever I buy next or whatever I do with this house is to incorporate the kitchen into as much of the house as possible and make sure that it's ready to house as many people as I can. Cause I do love to entertain and that's where everyone goes when you're entertaining. I'd also really love for it to have a party shower. I call it a party shower. I coined that phrase. So if somebody else says they coined that phrase, they're lying. A lot of the new homes these days are doing like that big long shower that has a bathtub like in it. And then like the shower section, it's basically a shower for 13 people. And I won't be inviting 13 people, but I don't know, something about having like jets hit you from all angles feels like it's like a massage at home. That's what I would do. Thank you for asking, Trevor. Appreciate you participating today. I got one heart from Tracy. She wants me to do more of these. I got Natasha said yes. Trevor said yes. How many of you guys want me to do one of these a month? I love this. This has been probably one of my favorite live streams. And I just want to thank all of you for being here and sticking around. I'm very loquacious, as they say. I do have a lot of words inside my mouth, but I hope that you're hearing what I'm saying in this, which is number one, I'd love to meet you. Number two, I love Las Vegas and I want you to love it too. And number three, we're here for it, baby. Stop considering Arizona because that's what everybody does and start realizing that life does not get better than what it's like to live here. So I hope you guys are really considering moving. And if you want to, please reach out. Again, I'm going to open up some more spots for my phone calls. My calendar's full right now. So give me 1 hour from the time I hang this up and I will make sure that I open a bunch more spots this month so that we can get on the phone sooner rather than later. Even if you're going to rent, even if you're thinking about renting for a little while before buying, I just want to make sure you have the tools that I've created because I really do care. I really care. I want to make sure you land softly and I don't know. I just love it. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you guys so much. Did I do 5? Did I do 5 or do I owe you one more? I'm going to give you one more because I don't know if I did 5. Let's do Oscar. As soon to be former federal employee has hard it is to get into real estate business. Oh, how hard is it to get into the real estate business? Ooh, Oscar, I love you. How hard is it? First of all, what do you mean soon to be former federal employee? Calm down. What's happening? Text me. Let's talk. That makes me sad. But with that being said, you're thinking about getting into real estate? Oh man, this could be an entire live stream. And I think I'm going to do one about realtors and how to help realtors. I teach a lot of free classes for marketing. One of my collaborators that I work with, his name is Cody Lewis. I mentioned him earlier. He is like the real estate guru, and all of us who are realtors are so lucky to have him. If you don't know him, you are missing out and probably doing it wrong. And I promise you, he could teach you how to do it right. So maybe I'll make him do a live stream with me, but it's not hard to get into real estate. Real estate is a pretty low bar of entry in terms of like 90 hours of school or maybe 100 and something hours of schooling. You can do it online, you can do it in person. And then, figuring out where you want to hang your license because you're your own, you don't work for the broker. You are your own company. The hardest part about getting into real estate right now and just getting into real estate in general is you need to have a plan for your business and be ready to treat it like a business. And you should not get into it unless you have a long line of people waiting to buy houses with you already. You should not get into it expecting it to be able to be a full-time thing right away. This is very much a job that takes time to shift into. And you got to be willing to market the heck out of yourself and get on live streams at 6 o'clock on a Friday night with a glass of wine and talk to strangers that rather than, living a more normal life. So it takes a lot of hard work. Joining a team is a good idea when you first start, because sometimes that can help you with leads and learning the business, and meeting the right kind of realtors who have the right mindset, who want to assist you and not work against you, can be troublesome, but not if you call me. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, please let me know. I am all about talking to you about it and giving you good advice, and I welcome it. We love good people. We want to see everybody succeed. If you're watching this from another state, I'd still love to talk to you, because we've got a group that we do, like a sort of a mastermind-ish group. I hate that word, but we just really help each other out. And we've got a lot of offerings that we think helps agents really knock it out of the ballpark. So, okay, that's it. I don't know if that was too many, not enough. I have no idea. I really want to talk to you guys. Please, please, please text that number or click the link in the description. Please give me an hour. I'm going to put some more time slots. I'm stoked. This was so much fun. All right. I will definitely do another one of these in March. And I don't want to hang up because, this has been fun, but I kind of need to go walk my dog. So love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.